Hey, and welcome back to the Java Programming Bootcamp. It's been a while that we have posted our last video on arithmetic operators. Due to some busy schedule, I was not able to make videos further, but now we are back and probably we are going to create 2 or 3 videos every week on the Java. So I hope we'll be regular from here on. Now, today's topic will be relational operators. So, like we have seen the last video on arithmetic operators, where we use the data and the arithmetic operators to find the sum, difference, mod value. And in this video, we are going to use the relational operators to find the relation between the two values. When I talk about the relation, like we are going to compare two values. A value can be greater than another value, whether a value is equal to other value, right? So when we are going to write some real life programs, there we may have to do some calculations, then we'll use arithmetic operators. We might have to use, we might have to compare two values, then we will use the relational operators. So let's start with today's practical part. No, first we'll see what are the different type of the relational operators, right? Relational operators, we are going to use the relational operator to make comparison. Okay, we are going to make it use comparison between two values. So relational operators are used to make comparison between two values, two variables which are containing some values. Let's think of, I have a variable int x is equal to assign some value 10 and another variable equals to 20. Now, assume that you have to make a comparison. Assume that you have to make a comparison whether the value x and y is equal or not. Now, if I ask you this question, whether the value x and y is equal, you can easily say, okay, x is 10, y is 20, so they both are not equal. Fine. But when we talk about the computer program, right, it is not going to look at the values directly. It is not going to suddenly jump on any output unless and until you tell what to do, right? So you have to tell or you have to ask your computer, you have to make your program to make a question that, okay, is value x greater than y or is value x less than y? So here come the use of the relational operators. So here we are going to write different type of the relational operators which is greater than. So here we have lesser, less than, and then we have greater than equal to, less than equal to. I'll write GT GT is greater, EQ equals. So greater than equal to and less than equal to. We also have a relational operator for comparing whether the values are not equal to, right? Not equal to. Sometimes we may have to compare a value that if it is not equal to this particular value, we are not going to process or we will return some different instructions. For example, suppose you are making an order on some e-commerce website and they are going to check your PIN code, right? The PIN code where the item is to be shipped. So if the PIN code is not in their list or if the PIN code is not equal to the PIN code that they are serving, at that time it will not process your order, right? So not equal to can be used in such ways. And one more we have is equal to equal to, right? Equal to equal to. So suppose if you have to compare a value whether it is equal to or not, right? Then we are going to use the equal to equal to. So we have 6 type of relational operators: greater than, lesser than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to, and equals to. Now, whenever we talk about the relational operators, the return value of the relational operator would be Boolean. Relational operators return Boolean value, right? That is true or false. So we have already discussed this in the last videos, different type of the data type. So one of the data type was Boolean data type. So true or false value will be returned if the condition, if this relational operator, if I'm saying like x is greater than y, and if the x value is actually greater than y, it will return me a true value. Okay. Now, how to use these true values, how to use these false values, we'll see in the upcoming videos when we are going to talk about the conditional statements. But right now, we'll only focus on the relational operator, how to use the relational operator, and how they are going to give you the values. Okay, so I'm going to write a program here, relational operators. So I'll take a public class. I hope everyone knows why we are taking up the public class. If anyone has any question on public class, can please post in the comments that why a public class should be used inside the program, and we can resolve that doubt. So public class relational operator. Public class relational operator. And next, we are going to write up a main method. I hope everyone is good with the main method now. If anyone has any doubts on main method, again can post a comment and we can resolve it. So public static void main string arguments, that is the main method signature. And inside this main method, I'm going to declare two values. Or let's do one thing. Let's first simply go and print up the relational operator output with two values only. So system.out.println. I'm going to keep it very simple. I'll compare two values with equals. So here I'm going to say if 2 is equal to 3. I know that it is not equal to, right? But we are checking that how this operator is going to behave. What value actually it will return. So system.out.println 2 equals to 3, right? So let's run this program here. We are going to compile my program relational operator.java and run the class. We have to remove this symbol, right? So see, the output is actually false. The output is false. 2 is not equal to 3. We all know that 2 is not equal to 3, but we are trying to make our program calculate this, whether 2 is equal to 3. So for that, we'll use this operator. Now, please mind, don't use a single equal to operator. This is not comparison. This is actually assigning the value. And when you are using a single equals to, then that means you are assigning a value from right hand side to the left hand side, right? And at the left hand side, you should have a variable. Okay. So here, this will be wrong statement. This will give you error. So whenever we talk about the comparison, it is double equals. So 2 is equal to 3. No, it is not. It will return false. Let's compare it with the same values. 2 equals to 2. Okay. So let's go and compile this now. And the output is true. So here the relational operator double equals matches both the value and it is equal, and that's why it is returning a true value. Now let's go and compare this same thing with the variables. So here I'm going to write a variable a equals to 10 and int b equals to, let's say, 30. Now I'll compare if a is greater than b, right? A is greater than b. So we want our program to check whether the first number is greater than the second number. Compile and run it and you will get the output. So it is false. A is not greater than b. When you are saying a is greater than b, so the answer is false. No, it is not greater than b. Now let's check greater than equal to. Now if I'm going to keep both the values as 10 and I'm going to again compare the value a is greater than b. Now they both values are same. It is not greater than, right? Since they both values are equal, a and b are equal, and I am comparing it for greater than, it will again give me a false value. It will calculate it to a false value. Check this, right? So for comparing that both the values are greater than or equal. So I want, if I want a true answer for this comparison, I would have to use a greater than equal to. So either a is greater than or a is equal to b. Then I would have got a true value, right? So now in this case, I'll get a true value. So let's write all the operators here. A is greater than, a is less than, a is equal to, a is not equal to, and a is less than, and a is greater than. So let's quickly write the answers also for this. So the answer for a is greater than b. Both values are equal, right? So here it will compare greater than, no it is not, and equal to, yes it is. So this is going to return me a true. Less than equal to, it will again return me a true because it is still a equal value. Okay, equal to, yes, it is true. And then not equal to, so it will give me a false because they both are actually equal. So A is less than B, answer will be false because they both are equal. No one is less than one another, right? And here also it will go for false value. So let's quickly run the program and see the output, compile it and run it. So comparing it, so we have a true, true, true. Okay, fine. And the last three values are false. So now these are the relational operators, right? You may be using up arithmetic operator, relational operators. Further, we are going to use the logical operators. Everything would be used inside your program, right? So relational operators are used for comparison, arithmetic operation for calculations. Whenever I need to do some calculation, let's suppose I'm making up a calculator program, I will use arithmetic operators. I have to check whether a number is greater than the given number. Then only I want to go and divide it. Okay. So there we are going to use the relational operators. So that's all for this video. Thank you everyone. In the next video, we are going to bring up the logical operators. Thank you. Bye.